I think like any parent, your firstborn is your training ground of your parenting skills.
Yes.
And of course, you get to see a lot of your gaps and naivety about parenting, because you have all these ideas about how wrong your parents were in raising you. And you have this perfect script about how parenting is supposed to work,
Yes.
how my kids will never disobey or rebel and all that.
tell you.
And then I think with time, you begin to realize, oh, this is a whole learning curve that you have to go through. So for me, I think one of the things that the 5-year gap has given me an opportunity to do is what I would call reflective parenting. I am a deeply reflective man. I love reflecting and seeing areas where I've made mistakes. And I think one of the things parents need to understand is that you can never be a perfect parent.
Yeah.
Trying to shoot for perfect parenting is shooting for something that is forever going to be out of your reach. So of course there are mistakes that I made with my firstborn that I am trying to correct with my secondborn, and now further correcting with my thirdborn.
thirdborn.
So I think it allows
Hoping
you
to
that
perfect with the
yes,
fourthborn.
yeah, if there is a fourthborn,
Yes.
then I think we'll have mastered certain skills that will help us going
Some
forward.
of these skills, you want to
Yes.
mention some of them?
Yes. I think the first thing that I learned, and my wife keep reminding me of this, is the temptation to want a perfect child with your firstborn can throw you on the conundrum of over-disciplining. Because you are thinking, if I get it right with this one, then they'll be able to model for the others, right? So I think that's one of the areas that I learned. I think I went a little bit hard in terms of being over assertive, trying to be over controlling, trying to put them in this mold that they're supposed to fit in, and forgetting that they're unique and they bring their own unique humanity into this space that we are in. And also just trying to make them fit into my perfect way of thinking. This is what I think you should behave in like a child. And then you begin to realize that a child has a mind of their own. And then now you have to begin making those concessions and saying, okay, what do I need to overlook? What do I need to be firm with? And it's a whole learning curve. I don't think you ever get to a place where you master it, but I think you grow with time. And I think what really helps to grow is, especially for couples, to have conversations about, where do you think I'm doing it right?
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, like, in this relationship, I'm the one who always goes overboard. So me ndio narudi shango. Yeah. But those moments of conversation and also just reflective parenting and realizing that the script that worked with you may not work with these kids. These kids are hyper exposed. They have privileges without responsibility. And there's a whole lot to manage in terms of the influence that is fighting for space in their minds. So you cannot assume that you're the only influence on your kids.
Exactly.
And I think that's one of the, when my son was, and maybe this is something worth mentioning, when my son was, I think, in class for the first one, one time this friend of his comes, and he comes with a flash disk. And I'm trying to imagine, by the time I saw a flash disk, I think I was in my mid-20s, This is a kid that is probably around class 3, class 4. He's come with a flash disk. I don't know what are the contents of the flash disk. I don't know who this other kid is. So you have to fight with that whole, plethora of issues. And yet now you also have to make sure that you don't lose connection with your child, which I think is the biggest challenge there.